So I wanted to make a video showing two different ways that we're using things to help wrap the cat. I know a lot of people are having trouble restraining their cats while they do the injections. So to start with, I'm going to use my foam roller as the cat, and then we'll try to do some live wraps with Buster in a little bit. But for the purposes of this video, imagine that the red line is the cat's spine, and these white lines might be regions on the side, either side of the back, where you might want to try to do your injections. So our first idea about how to do a wrap was literally nothing more than a towel with a hole cut in it. And the idea of it was that when you do your wrap, you want the hole to end up where you want to do your injection. So you can kind of move your cat around on the towel so that when you wrap, the hole ends up where you want it to be. So typically you're going to want to have it so that the cat is on his side. So that in this view, I have the red line facing towards me, and then I'm going to maybe, let's say I wanted the injection to be here, so I'm going to be putting the cat on his side so that the spine is facing me, and I'm going to line it up so that this strip just to the side of the spine is right on the hole. So now I've got the cat on his side, if you can imagine that, and I'm going to wrap the towel over. And then we'd be tucking his legs in like that. And now when you bring it around, the cat's head is up here somewhere. So now here we are, and here's the region right where you'd want to be doing your injection. So you'd be pulling some skin and making the tent and doing the shot this way. So let's say you wanted to get the injection on the other side. So now you just move the cat a little further this way so that when you wrap, it comes around on the other side of the spine. And we'd be tucking in like this. And then, more or less, here's the area where you'd want to be doing the shot. Now I think in hindsight, a slit would be just as good as a hole. Don't think you need this much open space. Then maybe a slit would be better. I don't think you want the slit to be too long, because then it'd be, the cat can kind of wiggle his way out, and maybe it should be a little far down this way so that there's more room to keep the head restrained. I mean, you can always use like a second towel or something like that. So we used the towel for a little bit, and it really wasn't too bad. Let's put it over here for now. But, Buster's a big cat, and he was able to get out sometimes, and we couldn't get his legs held well enough. So we took the idea one step further, and we made what I've been calling online the kitty tortilla. So the difference is that it has Velcro here and here, and you can see it's well worn at this point. We've done a lot of injections with it. And we have this two-way zipper, and I think in hindsight, the only thing I would do differently is I would probably move the zipper down a little further, because this sort of focused the shots too much near the neck area, and I had trouble getting them further down, because to shift the cat up this way, then his legs wouldn't be in the thing. And then we're actually making another one now for one of the people on the group, and we're doing two zippers, one here and one here, but we're putting them more in the middle, further down this way. So the idea is the same. You're going to end up doing your shot here. So you put the cat down on the side and line up the area where you want to do your shot, where the zipper hole is going to be. and then you'd get the legs kind of back along the body and bring the Velcro up and over. And hopefully you get it nice and tight, and then there you are, where your area where you want to do your injection is now coming through the area where the zipper is. And you know, I mean, the idea originally was if you wanted to, you could kind of make the area smaller. We typically ended up not really having to do that much, but if it was too loose, this will tend to tighten it up a little bit. So it's the same idea that if you wanted to end it up with this being the area on the other side of the spine, then you would have to put the cat more towards this edge, and then you start to run out of room because now there's not enough room to do your wrap. Then when you wrap around, you end up on the other white line, but you can imagine that doing it that way is going to be a little difficult because when you put the cat over towards this direction, there's not enough material left here to do your wrap. Towards the end of our 84 days, we got into a situation where we had done too many shots near the front of the cat, and we needed to get further back. And what we ended up doing was just turning the tortilla around. And yeah, that did leave his back legs sticking out the back. But we were just able to, they can't really pull forward with their back legs. It's the front legs that you have to like be more careful with. And you know, other than that, we kind of did it the same. So now we're going to have his like back legs sticking out a little bit, and then we wrap around, and there you go. So then when you bring it to the top, you have the area where you wanted to do the shot, and the cat's head is way up here, and now you're further back down on the cat. And I don't think the cats mind being inside this thing. I mean, in a way, I think them being in the side kind of seems to maybe calm them down or calms Buster down. So that's the demonstration using the foam roller as the cat. Okay, now we're going to try to do a wrap with our buddy Buster here, who may or may not cooperate.
He's thinking he's getting a real shot.
So we're going to lay him on his side, and then we're going to fold the legs over like that. And see, now it's coming maybe up a little too far on his neck, so we're going to have to shift him forward a little bit. And he's fighting us.
There you go, baby.
So now we're going to bring the towel around. And you sort of, with a towel, you kind of have to like fold it over like that. Now he got his paw out, and that's why we ended up going to the other method. But once you get it like this,
Okay, he's not going to want to cooperate.
can't really, we're not really doing a shot, but at this point you sort of have to get the skin, and you're looking to get a pinch and the tent, and then there's no needle here, but then you'd be doing the shot like that. You never want to do the shot across the pinch. You want to do it along the pinch. So now we'll try to do it with the other tortilla, because you can see how he was able to get out of this. I'll hold him if you can spread the tortilla out. So, you know, he knows this is shot time. He doesn't like it much. But we're trying to do this for the benefit of everybody else, and he's going to take one for the team here.
I know, baby.
So we're going to pull his legs back.
He's really fighting.
And now we're going to bring this up and over.
Wait, let me get his back leg back.
So with the Velcro, we can get this much tighter on him.
No, though, he's kind of bent. This isn't the best wrap.
No, but it shows the idea. So in this case, we were on the other side. So I don't know what we got here. It's kind of the shirt's in the way, but now the same idea. You know, his head's right there, and we're going to pull the skin up, and then we make the tent, and then we'd be able to do the shot that way into the pocket, not across, not that way, not that way, but like that. So I hope that helps. When you want to let them out of this thing, don't try to take them out. Just let them split. That way you won't get bit.